Okay, so we are recording now. Welcome, everybody. And Naveen, thank you for being here today and supporting the Asian Supervisor Network.
Thanks, Damien. Damien, can you make me a co-host or something like that? I
Yes,
can
yes.
share my presentation.
I think you should be able to do it now.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, I'm going to make it bigger. How about now? Can you guys still see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. You can see the presentation in a presentation mode.
Yes.
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 Good. Thanks, Naveen. But could you be a little louder?
Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, so thank you, Sim, for saying that, because most of the people try to tell me, hey, can I speak a little bit louder? But that's how my voice is. But I'll try my best, Sim. Hello, everyone. So today, I'm going to do a quick conference debrief of leaders and coaches of Asia conference, which we did in July. This conference is the first conference which has been something like this has been hosted in Asia. Though I am based out of US, more than a decade now here, but the idea popped up to hold this conference, especially benefiting both the leaders as well as the coaches, because the tremendous growth we are seeing in Asia side. I will also play that video in between. But to just get into the presentation here and try to make it a little bit discussion oriented. And also, I might not go into full details. I will share with you. Without going into my introduction, I would also like to take a quick poll. But for the interest of a time, what we'll do, Damien, I would request you to insert the link in the chat window, and you all can tell me about yourself, especially your specialization. I'm more inclined to know your specializations, basically what kind of a coaches you are. So this is a quick poll, basically. So Damien, if you can provide everybody in the chat, they can take it when they were possible.
Okay, I did it already.
Excellent. So to tell about the conference, leaders and coaches of Asia conference was a virtual conference. And this conference we wanted to do on an experimentation basis, not only for two simple reasons. Number one, to eliminate the logistic part of it. And number two, we all are busy. So instead of traveling from one city to another city to attend the conference, you can all attend it from your living room or your bedroom, basically. This conference was hosted on July 16 to 18, but we kicked off with a keynote on July 9th. As you can see, you might have some familiar faces here, especially Damien is already here. Damien's face you can see, basically. Damien is also one of our speaker at the conference. Thank you, Damien, for that. So what we did is we hosted this 3 half-day conference, and it was very difficult conference for host from a timing point of view, because Asia means like there are so many countries in Asia, right? So we wanted to cover as much as from Japan till UAE, basically. But considering all the different time zones, we fixed it somewhere in between. I think it started in Tokyo at 9 o'clock and at 2:30 at Dubai, basically. So the format of the conference, we have brainstormed a lot. Himani, who is also a co-founder of the conference here, is on the call. We made a decision to make a quick 2 keynotes, 30 minutes each. And since it was mostly focused on bringing the organizational effectiveness, we believed having a panel discussion also was important. So we had stashed one panel discussion in these 3.5 sessions. And then there were like 4 sessions dedicated on the coaching track, and 4 sessions were dedicated on the leadership track. So total around like 10 hours of conference basically, but richly filled. This conference was sponsored by ICF. The keynote was done by Joel. He heads the ICF research. Two speakers were from ICF Foundation, and one of the panel member was part of the ICF Coaching and Organization Board. Now, coming from a success point of view, I'm going to debrief the topics very soon here, but I'm just trying to tell about the conference before I share the success, what all things we learned and what are the insights. From a success point of view, we have like 13 different presenters from 6 different countries. I know it was mostly Asia, but we have people like Damien and Sanjeev joining from US, and Key joining from London, and Joel also joining from US. So 6 different countries. It was the first conference, and we had only like 2.5 months, but it was pretty good reception we received. We have like 325 registrations, considering it was first. So it was really good to see so much of reception. The participants were not only from Asian countries, from Japan till UAE. We also have people joining in from US, Canada, and a couple of folks even from Latin America. Damien, just for your information, we had one person even from Argentina and Colombia, actually.
When I invited all of them, so at least one show up.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, that's good to know. United that. Thank you for that. I'm going to play a small 3 minutes video. This was our promotional video, and this calls out why Leaders and Coaches Conference in Asia. I'm going to play it here. Can someone confirm that you can hear the volume? Can you guys hear the noise or sound?
No, not so far. So far, we didn't hear anything.
How about now?
No.
Not yet.
Not at all. Okay. So I think I started that, but I don't know, for some reason it was
Maybe you have to click on the button about the sound before sharing, you know.
Oh, before sharing? No, actually, this is part of the PPT itself. Let me see one more time something here.
There's a small button when we share sound. We tick mark that when we are. So probably that is.
Okay, you know what? Let me.
We can play it directly also, actually. From.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Can
The
you guys see
button
my YouTube?
on the bottom left when you decide to share with the screen.
Okay, just one second. I'm going to stop the screen share here. I don't see here my entire. Okay, I see the computer audio. And I'm going to say share sound.
Yeah.
Oops.
That one, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys see it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oops. Okay. So that was about our promotional videos. Here, what I just thought is, after this video, probably we'll go towards having a quick discussion, breakout session, basically. But what do you guys feel? Should we break out into a room here, or you guys want to discuss here itself? I have a question actually to ask you guys.
We will have a small group room, so I don't know if it's a good idea to go to small groups.
Okay. Just one second. I'm trying to share my screen here. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? The BPT?
Mhm.
Excellent. Okay. So since we are a small group, maybe we can discuss about this, like what key opportunities exist for the coaches like us to support leaders during this rapid growth phase of Asian economics. You've seen the video, right? You've seen all the opportunities, all the data, all the research, all the statistics are pointing towards how by 2030, two largest economies of the world are from Asia, will contribute half of the economic growth of the world, basically, right? And 60% of the populations by 2050 will live into the Asia. So what do you guys all feel for this question? Any thoughts?
Well, what I didn't know these numbers, so I was surprised about how the economy will depend on countries like China and India. They were very interesting numbers. So there is probably a need. I don't know the studies, Naveen, in terms of how is the gap in leadership in these countries in terms of where they are and where they need to be. That would be a good question to ask. And based on that, how coaching can make a difference and how leader needs to develop coaching skills.
That was my thinking too, Naveen. Very impressed with the video. But just a personal insight. We in Australia mounted a coaching conference last year, and we didn't have a video like that. I thought that was very impressive. And also your registrations are substantially more than us, although we pitched it so that we could get people from Asia as well. Australia's well placed, of course, in the time zone. So we had hoped to do that. But coming back to your point, and just echoing what Damien said, it would be, my question is always about how developed and how much penetration is there in the markets in both India and China in particular. It's sort of prefaced on the fact that here in Australia, it's a pretty mature coaching market, much like the United States. It's well known. Organizations have embraced it. So there's a demand that's been sort of, I guess there's been education in the market of the benefits for leaders in terms of improving their leadership skills, etc. And I don't know how much that still has to be done in your markets. But you would have better idea than me, for sure, because I'm not very don't have a lot of knowledge on the depth of penetration in those markets.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I'm going to share my views because before we started this conference, we definitely did a little bit of research, but I'm going to wait for others to comment and then share a 30 seconds update quickly on that. Anyone else has anything to contribute?
Well, I can say that for what I know, coaching and supervision are developed in places like Singapore and also China. It might need to continue developing in other places, sure, but it's also in Japan. So I think that it's a continuing journey that needs to happen sometime.
Thank you, Janine.
In China, it's growing fast. There are a lot of trainers out there. The whole the culture, the leadership style is still very hierarchical. So they're looking for a consultant, they're looking for an expert. And so how much, it's often a blend of the two coaching. So it's growing fast, but I think it's still pretty small relative to the market. And a lot of people are, just tell me what I'm supposed to do, right? Just give me the solution. That's what I'm paying you for. And so that shift has not taken place, although EQ and just being aware of emotions is growing, is becoming more and more popular.
And one quick question, Scott, thanks for sharing. Do they receive this coaching in local Chinese Mandarin language and Cantonese, or is it their English is acceptable for a coaching?
Well, that would depend on the client. Typically the ones we've done have been in Chinese for Chinese speakers. I always encourage people go with your native language because you just think better and process better.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to add to what Scott also said. We noticed, for me, that's my personal experience. For example, for supervision, the programs last year was run as bilingual. It was Mandarin and English, and I was invited to share the topic in December. And then after that, this year, they've gone on to completely Mandarin. And in the audience I had, there were some who were quite fluent in English, but yet some who could not, would have to hear it in Mandarin. So I think language is a key factor. And then this year, Japan has also started. This is for CSA. I also would be doing something in December. And it's bilingual. You need someone to actually speak the language and translate on the spot. So, and in terms of coaches coming into supervision, which I run the group supervision, the level of proficiency of the language makes a difference, because sometimes we do have time zones, different time zones, or have a coaches from Italy or France or from US, and then a coach from China. The language ability may be varied. So that's one factor. And then for India, I noticed that I'm getting a lot of the coaches from India who are joining, and appreciation of supervision is perhaps more appreciate more, and especially Europe and US is already, and Australia is very matured in appreciating supervision. India is also a very high number of coaches and very active, because even ICF coach peer coaching was run by Sri Lanka, and I joined the kickoff. So the places where India has actually done quite a lot of good work. Because English language is one, and been very assertive, very flexible, and things like that. So we're seeing the differences also through the cultures of the different countries.
Thank you. Himani, do you want to tell about India a bit?
Sure.
Sorry, I want to keep you, I'm sorry, keeping you on the spot.
No, that's fine. I think I would agree with Sim that it's a very, very growing market. It's something, and yes, the eagerness and the people's neutrality of language, especially English, as far as English is concerned, makes it a very, very emerging market. At the same time, I would say it's a very nascent new concept. And it's still the understanding of coaching, even after so many years of being a coach. I would still say when I go to a corporate, I start from the very basics, and that's absolutely necessary, because otherwise we get into a complete zone where we are, kind of blending it with a lot of other modalities, which might just be the case if we offer a program. So very honestly, if I am tailoring a program for a corporate in India, I would still need to offer an umbrella concept of it can be consulting, it could be a little bit of coaching, a little bit of training here and there, and a lot of one-on-one sessions with, say, the top leaders and everything. So we have a very a culturally dynamic. The culture plays a big role, as Sim was also bringing out, and therefore we tailor make a lot of our programs. And I think that's why when we were like kind of talking about this conference, we were talking about the unique need of being able to bring these two the coaches and the leaders together, because a lot of people need a lot of inputs as far as organizations are concerned. Leaders, because of the way the economy is growing and the way things are moving, leaders require a lot of inputs, but they are very unsure who to reach out to a consultant, to a coach, to a mentor, or to people who offer turnkey solutions. So I think right now what I see out here are a lot of places where we offer solutions to corporates, especially. Of course, life coaching is different. When I do teenage coaching, that's different, but it's a very emerging market with a lot of potential, yes. Understanding wise, pure coaching is still a very long draft away. And yet what is required right now are solutions which are made for our unique setup out here, so that we are able to offer people what they really need on the floor. So that's what I would say about our country here, about India. Yeah.
Thank you, Himani. Yeah, so as we all know, that the main driver in any business is affordability and payability. Right now, the middle class is growing so much in Asia because of this economic growth, and organizations are looking to become better and better to capture these growth opportunities. Coaching has become one of the thing in this knowledge-based economy for the organizations in Asia to pick it up. When I was in US in 2014 and enrolled in my coaching program, and when I told my friends back in India, they were asking what is coaching basically. They were thinking I was just getting trained for a sports coach basically. So now when I speak to them, they understand the differences basically. They understand it's for the professional coach, the life coach, the leadership coach, the executive coach, all those subtle differences, at least at the C-suite, they understand that. But with these economic opportunities and affordability, a lot of people started looking for basically. I do get a lot of people asking me to coach them, but because time zone, I don't coach, so mostly on the Asian side. But yes, people from Asia, I do one-on-one coaching outside of my professional engagements, which I take up here with organizations. I know this is a big discussion. This itself could be a nice topic, how do we can increase the coaching into these different Asian countries, going over their barriers, basically. But for the interest of our time, I'm going to just go on to the rest of the presentation. So I made this presentation in 3 parts. First part was to introduce what LCA is, what was the conference about, why we were doing. It ends here now. There are 2 pieces of the conference, the rest of the presentation. One was like giving you a debrief on the keynote and the panel, and then also giving a debrief on 1 session each from the leadership and coaching track. Since in terms of a time, I will focus only on the keynote and the panel. If the time permits, I will cover the rest. Else, I'm going to share the presentation. I try to make as simple as possible so that you can also read it later. So for the keynote, we did 2 keynotes, as I was telling earlier. But we brought Joel. Joel is the Vice President for International Coaching Federation, especially leading their research. And he has presented the findings from the impact of coaching on organizational success based on the research report, 2023 research report. The research report itself has been covered a lot of different areas on impact across organizations, what are the benefits it would get, but he focused only on two components in the interest of time, and he spoke to the numbers and percentages during his keynote. And all of this keynote is basically available on our website. You can just go there, see all the sessions, and then listen to him. But the insights he shared, that how does from organizational point of view, how does the coaching gets benefited, right? So one is the reduced employee turnover. The research clearly says the employee turnover has reduced basically. There is enhanced teamwork also because of the coaching. Here he mentioned the coaching means not only the coaching to the leaders, but also some individuals providing some additional coaching. So it has enhanced the teamwork across organization. And there was a higher performance. They have seen it basically. The organizations started becoming better and better, providing good results overall, contributing to the top line as well as the bottom line. The key takeaway from his keynote was basically focus on training the leaders, because they are the one who could help to promote and focus on employee health, both from a mental health point of view as well as helping them to become better in whatever they do, at the top, at the bottom. So focus there first. That's what the research was pointing out. And that's what the research was calling out, that if you want immediate success into the organizations through coaching, focus on leaders first.
Naveen, I have a question for you. Are you going to be showing slides, or are you done with the slides? Because if we're seeing just the video from before, so
Oh,
we may
really?
not- yeah.
Okay, I think I will show this. I don't know, for some reason, you guys were not seeing that. Let me see now. How about now? Can you guys see me?
Now we do.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Damien, for stopping me there. Okay, so the one takeaway was that the research was saying focus on leaders first. That would help you benefit a lot, basically, that would help you to increase the results of a coaching, the outcomes of a coaching. Then the second point insights was, once you've done the leadership and the middle management, you can promote and train all your employees. Because when the employees also interact with each other, the powerful questionings, deep listening would also benefit a lot from organizational point of view. So you train your employees next, basically. And then the team coaching, we all know the team coaching is growing a lot faster than the coaching and the coaching supervision itself. So team development using the coaching skills is the huge benefit, actually, as per the research which Joel has pointed out. He has given some lot of great numbers there. So this was all about the keynote.
Naveen, just curious, Joel's because it's based on research. Is there an article that he's referring to?
This is a research report, actually, which is available on ICF website.
So ICF.
Yes.
Okay.
If you are a member of ICF, if you log into your profile, under the research, you will find ICF Global Study on Coaching 2023.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. If there are no questions, let me go on to the next one here quickly. The panel discussion. We kicked off our actual conference with one of our panel conversations. Again, this was focused on impact of coaching in organization. And you might have seen this. We were very lucky to get this panel, basically, because Akhil was ex-vice president for Amazon, and then he did a transition to become an executive coach. So he got the views from both the worlds, basically, at what happens at the C-suite level, as well as what he has seen at from his individual coaching engagement point of view. And Iftikhar is basically a board member for ICF's coaching in organizations. So whatever contribution he was doing through that organization, he bought his insights there. And Viji is based out of India. She does a lot of engagements on the southern part of the India. So she was our moderator basically, come panel member. So we had some questions to ask around impact of coaching in organization, and the discussion was very interesting. We had some great questions also from the audience. People also liked basically the way the entire question answers was discussed and insights were shared by the prominent panel members. But the net, there are 3 points which all the panel members were alluding to. One was about improved leaders. The coaching benefits a lot for the leaders to become better. And if you remember, the Joel's research also was telling, the point first train the leaders because the impact is higher. So it ties down to the panel, basically, whatever they are saying. The coaching also is effective ways to keep employees encouraged and engaged. And that's exactly what Joel's ICF's 2023 research also was saying. The performance has become, the reduced turnover was there from the employee point of view. And it validated in the panel conversation also basically from this expert panel. There is an improved in performance and growth. Again, same research results. One was like a validated research with a controlled number of organizations. And here are the panel members who are from Asia and from US and India, basically, who were telling the same thing what was reflecting in the research. This was very interesting, actually. The takeaway is the impact of coaching definitely changes your organizational culture. The way the employees, the leaders, the C-suite, the customers, everybody experiences a different altogether whenever there is a coaching practice is there. The coaching also changes the culture in terms of making you a learning organization. That's what we call as culture of learning. Organizations become learning organizations where learning is encouraged, basically, not only from the successes, but even from the setbacks, even from the temporary or permanent setbacks, basically. So the panel has shared their insight that how the coaching impacts the culture itself. The another thing of benefits of a coaching, right? We all do a powerful questioning, deep listening. It makes employees very safe, it creates a psychological safe environment for employees to share their views without thinking much about the hierarchical structure available. All organizations have hierarchical structure, that's how the organizations function. Asia has much more stringent and rigid hierarchical structure, but the coaching has benefited even those area in those organizations because the employees feel a little bit more psychological safe. And then of course, healthy workspaces. When employees are feeling safe, they're able to voice their concerns or share their inputs. And the workspaces are becoming better and better. Any questions, any thoughts, what you heard so far from the keynote as well as the panel discussion? Anything you agree, disagree on here?
I think I would like to also agree what you said, because we've noticed that in organizations which are MNCs, even in Malaysia, a lot of the managers become trained in coaching, and they become at least opportunity to go into certification and ACC. So in turn, we're seeing more and more leaders becoming internal coaches or being able to lead as a coach. So that's the trend that we're already seeing in Malaysia, and I've been part of the mentor coaching process there. The other thing is I noticed like MNCs also, like you mentioned, Amazon or other companies, the leaders go through executive coaching, and then like you say, my personal and professional is also to help leaders become better people so that they can support their teams better. And with coaching, we see that happening. So the impact is not only for the leader, but for the organization, and back, it goes back into the family system as well. It's that they become better parents, better, and things like that. So the place of executive coaching is really there. And I like what you're saying about leaders playing that role. And we're seeing that trend already.
Excellent. Thanks for validating that, Sim, from Malaysia point of view. Thank
I
you.
would just like to add something out here. What came out of the conference as well, and what Sim was just saying, that we in India especially have this very, very big, I would say it stems from patriarchy, moves on to a very hierarchical system, as Naveen was saying. And the kind of coaching conversations that are just, I would say, very nascent in organizations, but thankfully emerging, are helping, people, as Sim was just saying, that helping people to evolve as better human beings as well. That is, at the root level, and also start operating in a different way than what our culture as well as our organizations are used to, which is a very, tell and do culture. Here, it's like an ask and then, move on to having a questioning approach to, running organizations. And of course, if it starts from the top, it's always welcome, because then, people and the other people follow suit. So while it's just beginning to happen, these kind of conversations in whether it's formal coaching or even at a place where leaders are trying to have coaching conversations or conversational and coaching approach to leadership, when versus an autocratic or any other kind of leadership style, is very welcome for a lot of organizations, and they are seeing the benefit, as we were just discussing. Even some of the reports have pointed out towards that. And even when the panel was going on, they were saying that though right now to see very, very visible and say tangible results may be difficult to pen on paper, as far as key results show in terms of numbers. Of course, that's also there. But they talked about a lot of incremental changes which were happening, especially as far as everyday conversations in work go. And secondly, as far as understanding teams. Because even in India, a lot of the culture now is remote working, a lot of hybrid working, and people have, because of this new understanding, or that you can operate as a leader without really being a know-it-all or being somebody, a king, which was really our kind of culture, say 40, 50 years back, that a leader has to be somebody who's beyond perfection, that halo kind of effect. And that's slowly changing, and that is a very, very welcome, change, especially to this Gen Z and the generational shift, because at least 70% of our workforce is youth. And they are certainly not ready for this kind of leadership style. So they will welcome a coaching approach, and that's the way to go. Otherwise, we are in for trouble. And that does happen in organizations that I visit. There is a clash between the generations, and then we offer the coaching approach, and then we form a path for people to work together. So I just wanted to share that input.
No, thank you, Imani. Thank you. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not able to see here if the hands have been raised. But since I have only 6 more minutes, I'm going to go to few slides here quickly. And then I'll probably open up 2 minutes basically. So typically, if you had a time, I would have asked the same questions, in what ways coaching can help foster a culture of innovation and adaptability within organizations. But I'm going to skip that. As I mentioned, in addition to the 2 keynotes and panel, we had 4 sessions on leadership track and 4 sessions on the coaching track. I'm going to share this slide, but I loved this specific session because Susmita was an executive who was leading an Indian branch for, I think, a Scandinavian nation company. And she herself foreseen the coaching programs at the different levels, basically. And she shared whatever she has seen it in her own organizations when the coaching was adopted. From a coaching track point of view, I like Yumiko's session. That's why I'm just putting it here. Yumiko, I'm not sure if you know her, but for a decade, she was one of the founding person for ICF Japan chapter, basically. And she also coming from HR background. So she has seen both sides of the world. So her presentation was fantastic. All of these presentations with the free links to YouTube are available on our website, leaderscoachesasia.com. Feel free to go there. But one question I would definitely want you to take it home is like how coaching can help leaders navigate challenges in helping organizations scale, manage cross-cultural teams, and foster innovation in this dynamic environment. Because Asian economics are growing. When there is a growth, people forget about innovation. They just want to focus on execution, right? And when Asia is growing, there will be definitely a lot of cross-border economic exchange. Like India and China's economic exchange has been increasing every year on year. So people will forget about cross-cultural aspect of it. So take these questions, think about it, and I would love to know what are your views. Maybe if Damien, you can share the email IDs. Probably when we set up our next session for LCA quarterly session, we can invite all of these people again back to that.
I think it is easier if they want to share the information here for you, so you can and Humani can collect it. So if anybody here wants to get this information, please write down your email so you can be included in this list and you can get information. And also you may share with them the link from your website so people can go and look at the different sessions. That also you may want to put it in the chat box.
I will do that. I think I'm just remembering now.
We
I have a screenshot also. Basically, maybe people can take a screenshot if you want. I'll just show that quickly.
We have 5 minutes to finish, so we need a couple of minutes to make some announcement. So see, okay, great. So here is.
Can I take 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I put a link. I'm not sure it's the correct link.
Thank you, Sim. Yeah. So our vision, as you've seen in the video, we are taking only the first step of hosting this conference. And this conference is the platform where we are bringing the leaders and coaches on one single platform, especially from an Asian continent point of view. For leaders, we want to bring the strategies and tools so that they can increase and enhance their leadership skills. But for the coaches, we want to bring all the coaches on a single platform. So they not only get to learn from other coaches, what are the challenges they are facing, what are the different frameworks and models they are using, but also creating a service model where coaches can sell their services to leaders, basically based on their niche, based on their cultural background, based on their expertise, basically. So our platform is still work in progress. This is not one conference we want to do this year and then wrap it up. We have a goal of taking step by step, first conference, then create the platform, then create the service market. This is some my contact information. Take a screenshot. Our next conference is on July 22nd and 23rd and 24th in 2025. We are doing the second version of it. And if you are interested, do join us. We are looking for organizing committee for our July 2025 conference. If you are interested and you have something experience to share to other audiences in Asia, feel free to join us as a speaker. As I mentioned, we are creating a service market for the coaches to sell it to the leaders, focus on Asia market. Right now, it is only invite only because we are on a beta phase. But if at all you are interested and want to talk about it, learn about it, when it's ready to get on the beta, feel free to email us or share your contact information here. We'll be happy to work with you.
I mean, everybody here has something to offer. Like they are shy. Very shy, but they're very experienced coaches, and
Excellent.
Naveen, in terms of sharing something quickly with you, I was recently at a conference in Dublin, and one of the speakers was Philip Rosinski, who I'm sure Damien knows of, and several others may know of him. And he's very, very good on the cross-cultural coaching aspect. You may well, if I
He's
was to
Belgian.
advise
He's
you
Belgian.
to, I advise you to get him to speak at your next conference, because he's brilliant. He's very, very good. Everybody would learn a lot from him, and the cross-cultural thing. I mean, I know it for myself because I've done quite a lot of cross-cultural coaching, and it's a minefield, right? If you don't understand the differences in culture, it's a minefield. And then just add in there the ones that I think Himani was talking about, the different generations and the way people see things. And if we don't understand ourselves the way we see things, then well, you're all coaches, you know the dangers of that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But listen, it was great. I really enjoyed this presentation, and good luck to you. I think you're doing a great job in terms of bringing coaching to bringing up coaching awareness and connecting leaders, and just very good job. Yeah.
And we need to wrap up because we're at the top of the hour. But I want to be sure that, Naveen, you also have your email here for people to reach out to you. You can see here, you can copy and paste the participant who already left their message here. I don't know, is Himani, you want to also copy that, and so they can be engaged. I think all of these colleagues here have a lot to offer as potential speakers for the next conference. And next month, we are going to have also from France, Genevieve, you're not going to be the only one. Early in the morning, Martin is going to be presented with Lynn, what they have done for the Americas Coaching Supervision Network. I asked them to join us here and talk about their experience in relationships and group supervision. So they are going to be sharing some of their research. And I think Lynn was in your cohort, wasn't she? Were you together in cohort 7 of the supervision program?
She was in cohort 7, yeah.
Yeah, so you were together. So she's going to be presenting next month. And then the following month, Simche is going to be presenting in November. And then we are done for the year. Genevieve, you have a question?
Yes, just to tell our Asian people that I'm also responsible for the book club at American Coaching Supervision Network. And next Monday, you will see we have Richard Boyatsis, who is just going to talk about his new books. So please, if you can make it, join us.
That would be very interesting. Interesting. What time? What time are you going to be?
Well, it is, I can say it is 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
9 a.m. on Monday, the 30th, next Monday.
Yeah.
So I got your email in the chat box. Maybe I can send it to you too.
Yeah, that would be great if you can send to everybody who are here. And for people in China, probably going to be, or for Simcho, it's going to be tough at that time.
Yeah,
but
obviously, unfortunately.
9 p.m. So it'll be at the night. What time is that? 9 p.m. What did you say? What time?
What is 9 a.m.?
Yeah, 9 a.m. will be 9.
9.
Yeah, it will be 9 p.m. in India, but probably for you, since it's going to be like midnight or something.
6.
Okay.
It's midnight. I think midnight or 1 a.m. in Australia. So
I'll send it to you. Yeah, absolutely. I will send it to you.
Well, thanks everybody. Naveen, Himani, thank you very much for being here today. We hope that you keep coming and participating in this space. And I want to appreciate everybody being part of this learning community. So we'll see you next month. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Naveen.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Care.
Good to see everybody.
Thank you, Naveen. Thank you, Himani.
Yeah, thanks, Damon. Bye.
Bye.